Hi everyone, welcome to ERA Summer 2020 Demo Day. I'm Sharon, the Program Manager here at ERA, and we could not be more excited to present our newest class to you. And now I'd like to turn it over to John, Co-founder and Managing Partner at ERA.
Thank you, Sharon. Thanks to all of you for joining us here today for Demo Day. It's our second remote Demo Day, and so we think by now you've probably gotten the hang of these. First, a thank you to so many folks we see here that we're used to seeing at our New York Demo Days. It's great to have you back. And just as big a thank you to those of you joining us from around the country and around the world, able to be here because we are remote. We think each and every one of you is going to find at least one company today that you're going to be excited to be writing a check into. The companies you're about to meet are addressing and solving some of the largest challenges facing us today, from health and wellness to financial services, from education and transportation to business software. Together, these founders today join the 225 ERA alumni founders who have presented at Demo Days just like this before them. Well, not exactly like this, but close enough. We couldn't be more proud of all these alumni, and the companies you're about to meet today are a tremendous addition to them. One thing I think you'll see today is that while these companies will be positioned to succeed in any environment, you'll see why we believe they're particularly apt for the current moment, as they're helping consumers and businesses alike deal with the vagaries of the COVID era. Because stepping back for a moment, one thing we've realized this year, and it has certainly been quite a year, is that more than ever, we believe that now is a fantastic time to start a business. The world has changed, and startups are rushing in, as they often do, to help consumers and businesses alike as they adjust to new patterns of consumption, distribution, communication, and working. Change is accelerating in so many ways, and we believe startups like the ones you're about to meet that have been created from the ground up, from the very beginning to address these problems, are in a position to grow very rapidly. Because, similar to similar periods of great disruption, we think this year is going to see the birth and acceleration of a disproportionately large number of enduring, disruptive newcomers. So, while the companies today are certainly lucky to have all of you here to see them, we think you're just as lucky to be here to meet these companies so early in their trajectory. Our spring cohort was able to raise money in near record fashion thanks to many of you. And we believe with your continued support, the companies today are well positioned to do the same. Thank you again all for coming. Murat?
Thank you, John. As most of you know, the global GDP will decrease by 4.2% this year, as opposed to the 2% increase we've been having in the recent years. We have a big economic problem, and big problems create huge opportunities. And these are the times with big problems when big companies are created. And that's why we are all here today. Venture funding levels this year has been the same as last year. It did not decrease at all. We are very, very excited because these new companies are building the solutions for those big problems. We actually believe strongly that 2020 and 2021 will be one of the best times ever to invest in startups. Entrepreneurship is our way out of this crisis. And we are so excited to work with all these amazing entrepreneurs, and you will meet them shortly. They all finished our summer program. We are so impressed by how the entrepreneurial community responds to this huge crisis. And we cannot wait for you to meet these amazing companies from our summer class. They are building great solutions. And for that reason, back to our program manager, Sharon.
On behalf of the ERA team, I'd like to thank our lead mentors, our EIRs, our pitch coaches, and of course, all of our amazing mentors and wonderful sponsors. With them, AWS, Computershare, Stripe, Google, JustWorks, SVB, Dentons, and Microsoft. We couldn't have done any of this without you. Thank you all so much for joining today, and enough talking on my part, let's get the show started.
Video drives $1 trillion of value across an array of industries, and 100 years of content is uploaded every day to YouTube. It's a tidal wave that shows no signs of cresting, but Sequence's platform can help you surf it. Armed with years of experience, the founders have built an ML video factory that transforms this growing flood of content into finished product quickly and cost effectively. Here to tell you more is CEO Larry Rosenzweig.
Hi, I'm Larry. I was an award-winning video creator for 10 years, and I loved creating video, except for one big thing. I spent the majority of my time painstakingly reviewing, organizing, and searching through video footage. It takes an 8-hour day performing all of these manual tasks just to create 1 minute of quality, usable video. And now that 75% of all internet traffic is video, human labor just can't keep up. And this is a big, big problem that plagues the entire industry. Sequence is the video creation platform that automates all the manual tasks to create video content faster. And not just a little bit faster, we speed up video creation by 100x. So what used to take 8 hours now takes only 5 minutes. This doesn't just make video creators' lives easier, it makes video content more valuable and media companies more profitable. And that's why editors and producers at major companies like CNN and the New York Yankees are already using Sequence to streamline their video creation. We integrate with the creator's existing workflow so they can spend less time looking for the needle in a haystack and more time producing great video. So, if you're looking for a clip of a certain person, a location, a quote, it's as easy as typing into a Google search box. Let's see how this all works. Say you're working on ESPN coverage for a Yankees playoff game. You have countless hours of player interviews, game highlights, and fan reactions. You've got to find footage of Aaron Judge in the locker room talking about why he struck out in the third inning. Or a fan in the stands holding a hot dog saying, "I can't believe Aaron Judge blew it again." And what's worse, all that video, well, it's scheduled to air immediately after the game ends. With Sequence, all you have to do is search, drag, drop, and move on to the next shot, all in seconds. This is not a hypothetical. Sequence is already speeding up video creation in professional sports, large news organizations, and entertainment, including a team behind several Academy Award-winning blockbusters. This was a hard problem to solve. We spent the past year building audio transcription, object and face recognition, and video-specific machine learning models. This lets us index the millions of AI metadata points that power our platform, and our solution integrates with the tools editors are already using, like Adobe and Avid. In fact, we're excited to announce that we have just launched a formal integration with Adobe's Creative Cloud, which puts Sequence in front of over 18 million Adobe users. We all know video is king. It's a $700 billion industry, and $15 billion of that is wasted on manual, intensive software and labor to curate video content. But Sequence doesn't just save time and money. This metadata is a gold mine and has huge implications for the video economy. Sequence unlocks the value of countless hours of footage that human labor alone cannot find, identify, use, or monetize. Our roots are in filmmaking, so we really understand video creation. We're experienced engineers and operators and have been working successfully together for a long time. In addition to creating video, I've been a data engineer for the last 5 years. Nick is our COO. He and I went to high school and Cornell together, and we've both run video production companies over the past decade. Nick has worked at 2 venture-backed startups. He led the people function at Teachable, and he scaled their team from 30 to 150 folks. Our CTO, Dom, has a decade of engineering experience at early-stage startups and Capital One, and that's where we met. We started Sequence to solve a problem shared by millions of video creators at production companies and the largest media enterprises. If you have companies in your portfolio that create video, we'd love to help them. And if you want to usher in the next era of video creation, we'd love to connect with you. I'm Larry Rosenzweig, and this is Sequence. Thank you.
The healthcare industry is under tremendous pressure, and the pandemic has increased demands to provide excellent care at fair prices. But in a system where the payor for services is not the recipient, there is an inherent risk of waste and fraud, and just plain error. Please meet TJ, co-founder of Alafia. The Alafia team is modernizing medical claim auditing with an AI-enabled system that catches errors and abuse that will help lower costs and improve the quality of care.
Hi, my name is TJ Demloy, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Alafia. And I'm about to tell you about a problem that amounts to about 5% of the entire US economy every decade: medical billing, fraud, waste, and abuse. Just last year alone, Medicaid and Medicare overpaid over $100 billion to medical providers due to fraud and waste. This is a major concern for all of our insurance companies, and they're paying top dollar to tackle this problem. And we started Alafia to help them do so. We're a tech company that uses machine learning and data science to automate medical claim audits. And we're already in market. We have a multi-million-dollar contract with Maryland Medicaid to audit their claims and save on their waste. But first, let's take a step back. Why is there so much waste to begin with? Well, auditing claims is really hard to do. There are tens of thousands of billing codes and rules in textbooks that you have to memorize, and those rules are constantly changing. My co-founder Adun and I know this problem all too well because we've been those auditors. Our family has been in the medical billing industry for over 30 years. We know that no human being alone can truly solve this problem, but fortunately, a machine certainly can. We have developed cutting-edge machine learning technology to not only rapidly process billing codes, but we use OCR and NLP to parse and clean unstructured medical records. In short, we have combined the latest technologies with our domain expertise to create a system that can replicate the actions of a human auditor. However, a human auditor can only audit about 15 claims per day. At Alafia, we're able to audit about 10,000 claims per minute. That's right, 10,000 claims per minute. And that is why we're so excited about Alafia. And our customers, they are too. Let's go back to our first customer, Maryland Medicaid. We have an exclusive contract to audit their claims and recover their overpayments. And from just Maryland alone, we have access to over 4 million medical claims, amounting to over $3.5 billion worth of payments. And we're pleased to say that Alafia works. We've already detected a claim billing error rate of 25%, and based on our initial findings, we believe we can save them up to $800 million in overpayments in the coming years. And because we get paid on a percentage of their savings, we can generate up to $40 million in revenue from just this customer alone. But now who else cares about medical claim auditing? Well, it turns out everyone does. Along with our 50 states, there are more than 900 private health plans and over 100,000 self-insured employers in the US. For each single customer we acquire, we can generate revenue in the 6 to 8 figure range. And we've already proven we can do so from our engagement with Maryland Medicaid. To summarize, their opportunities in this industry are endless, and we've assembled the perfect team ready to execute. Not only has my family been in the medical billing industry for over 30 years, but I spent the last 3 years at Goldman Sachs doing technology investment banking. Adun, my co-founder and sister, is a healthcare expert. She's a certified medical biller, coder, and has her master's in public health. And our CTO, Kai, has a degree in computer science from MIT and has worked as a software engineer at Amazon. Our team is really excited about what we're doing at Alafia. Not only is there a great market opportunity, but when thinking about COVID-19 and the growing cost of healthcare in America, the best way to keep the country healthy is by reducing waste in the system. And we're using automation to do so. If you believe in our mission and would like to come on this journey with us, please reach out to us at founders@alafia.io. We look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Art Micklin and I'm the lead mentor for Chalk Talk. Online education for K through 12 has sprinted through a decade's worth of evolution just in the course of this year. Here to help schools and school districts customize their curriculums is Mo from Chalk Talk.
My name is Mo, and education changed my life. When I was 16, I came to the US alone on a high school scholarship. From there, I received the full ride to Brown, where I got 4 degrees and wrote 4 academic textbooks. What made the difference and enabled me to do that? Personalized attention and engagement from the people who inspired me to learn, my parents and teachers. I was lucky, but unfortunately, many kids aren't that lucky. You see, research has definitively shown that we can improve test scores by 2 standard deviations with personalized attention. This means that we can turn a C student into an A student. Think about how that could change your child's life. And you see, currently personalized learning is offered through tutoring, which is engaging but prohibitively expensive and not scalable, or it's offered through self-paced learning apps. These are affordable, but they have completion rates of just about 3.5% because they lack live human interactions. So we built ChalkTalk. ChalkTalk has a completion rate of over 95% and is delivering score improvements up to 6 times higher in a fraction of the time. We've turned around some of the nation's most troubled schools, from the largest inner city school districts to rural districts to niche schools like the Arkansas School for the Deaf. And because of these results, our ARR has been tripling month over month for the past 2 months. And today, we're at $650,000 in ARR. And in these 3 months, we also went from 300 to 7,000 paying users. Here's how it works. You see, teachers spend 2.5 hours per day researching and creating instructional materials. And that's only increased with COVID, yet most lessons end up being one size fits all. With ChalkTalk, we bring this prep down to 6 minutes and make their lesson plans personalized to the students in the classroom. This frees them up to teach and engage. So how do we do it? Teachers kick off ChalkTalk by selecting their curriculum from a list of the most widely used curricula in the world and entering their school schedule. Using their schedule, curriculum, and a student placement test as our inputs, ChalkTalk automatically generates custom lesson plans for every day in the schedule. And I mean digital instructional materials, personalized group real-time activities, and personalized practice questions that match the skill level of every student in the classroom. And during all this, educators get access to real-time analytics that show data on student learning and progress. Now, doing all of this with technology seems very hard, and it is. We have a big moat with differentiated IP, and we're solving a massive problem in a massive market. Schools in the US alone spend $12.5 billion every year in instructional materials. And ultimately, we aim to be the intermediary between all content and virtual learning and training, which is a $204 billion market that is tripling in 7 years. In October, we hired our first SDR, and using our lead gen process, she generated $1.6 million in new sales qualified leads in her first 2 weeks. Our sales organization is ready to scale. We sell an annual site license with tiered pricing based on student enrollment. Our average price is $11,000 per school per year, and the average contract lifetime is 5 to 7 years. Our LTV to CAC is greater than 7. We're the right team to do this. This is my second EdTech company. Eddie was the first hire at a $1 billion AI engineering startup. Jay spent his entire career in EdTech sales. Ashraf has a PhD in education and started 2 schools. And Zaina spent most of her career in EdTech and comes from Amazon. And this is a mission that each person cares deeply about. People are learning from each other every day, at schools, at universities, at the workplace, just about everywhere. And ChalkTalk will become the platform that teachers use for their real-time teaching. And I'm not talking about self-paced click farms. I'm talking about the platform powering real-time instruction and human interactions between teachers and students, whether the learning takes place in person or remotely, because ultimately, education isn't content, education isn't technology, education is human.
I'm Mark Webster, Director of Product at Adobe and Lead Mentor for Virtual Leap. The introduction of a new medium always creates the opportunity for us to find new ways to understand the world around us. Virtual reality is no exception. While often thought of as a place for us to play, it's also a place where we can observe, track, and learn. The Virtual Leap team has created a compelling immersive world that may provide a better path to us understanding how our brains work and how our brains change. They're an impressive team, and I couldn't be more excited to introduce you to them today. Meet Amir from Virtual Leap.
Meet Jane, a 51-year-old accountant living in Southern California and a patient at the Pacific Brain Health Center since she was first diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment 3 years ago, and whose quality of life has been deteriorating ever since. Jane isn't alone, as I'm sure we all know someone, friend or family, who suffers from cognitive impairment, a condition that affects over 420 million people around the world and has a high risk of developing into Alzheimer's disease, one of many cognitive illnesses that has no cure. Current drugs can only manage the symptoms, even though there are hundreds of neuroscience-based drugs right now stuck in the approval process and could otherwise potentially offer life-changing applications. We're talking about a $1 trillion market, so what's stopping it from happening? Outdated methods and tools that are either too slow or too ineffective to validate them. Hi, I'm Amir, co-founder and CEO of Virtual Leap, the company that is using neuroscience and virtual reality to help pharmaceutical companies accelerate the approval of drugs designed to help improve the quality of life of Jane and millions like her. Current cognitive assessment tools are limited and lacking because screen-based devices fail to track and engage our whole body. Virtual reality is the answer, because it's the first digital format that triggers our autonomic nervous system into believing that the experience is real. And so it engages us not just cognitively, but also emotionally and experientially. Which is why we've created a library of VR games designed by our neuroscientists as translations of standardized neuropsychological assessment tools in order to evaluate a range of cognitive abilities, not just including your memory and problem solving and information processing skills, but also motor control and spatial orientation. The amount of data that we collect is unprecedented. Just 3 minutes of playing our games generates over 200,000 data points. In one full session, over 1 million, which means that we're collecting an order of magnitude more data about the human condition than any other digital solution. The volumetric data is a combination of granular player interaction with rich full-body sensory data. We're collecting body positioning, postures, hand analysis so that we can detect subtle movements like shaking and tremors, even including biometrics like eye tracking. How we use that data is key, and so we're correlating our volumetric data sets to standardized and traditional methodologies like the functional and structural changes observed in the brain imaging scans of those who suffer from cognitive impairment, and then apply our AI learning tools to create a new digital health marker. The ARP is our first paid client, and we're partnering with major institutions like Jane's Clinic, the Pacific Brain Health Center, as well as the VA healthcare system, Rockefeller University Hospital, and the National Innovation Center for Aging at Newcastle University. We're working with leading experts in research in the field of cognitive science and neurodegenerative diseases to roll out our solution across the healthcare sector. Our team includes myself and Hossein, the co-founders, who've worked together for over 8 years. He's exited one fitness and wellness app, and I'm a leading expert in the field, having covered the evolution of virtual reality for major publications like VentureBeat for the past 5 years. We've recently also brought on board our chief science officer with a PhD in neurosciences at Columbia University and a background specialized in Alzheimer's research and biomarkers. Together, we're creating the next generation of data collection and cognitive assessment to enable life-changing and life-saving applications to improve how we address brain health.
In the past few years, ERA has been really active in the insurtech space. We've invested in pet insurance, car insurance for Spanish speakers, and even tire insurance. And yes, that is a thing. So when we met our next founder, we were immediately excited by his take on the fastest growing sector of insurance, small business insurance. As Lemonade has shown, taking a new technology-driven approach to a growing insurance category can yield huge returns. To tell you more about it, here is Tim DePietro, founder of StartSure.
I'm Tim, and I founded StartSure to reinvent how small businesses get insurance. Each year, over 700,000 new businesses are formed in the US, and every single one of them needs insurance. But did you know that most small businesses don't have the insurance that they actually need, and that over 40% of them are completely uninsured? Why is this? Because if they want to get the right insurance, they have to go find some old school broker who will make them fill out pages of applications and then deal with weeks of back and forth just to get a quote. No one has time for that, especially small business owners who have a million other things that they need to do. Current insurtechs claim to modernize this process, but they've just digitized the same old applications, promise instant quotes, and then provide some generic solution. I've spent the last 15 years on both sides of our business, as a broker and an underwriter at some of the largest insurance companies in the world. And I discovered that this problem was the result of both antiquated underwriting and distribution models. And I realized that to solve it, we had to go back to the drawing board and start from scratch. And that's just what we did with StartSure. Our proprietary underwriting provides faster results. And we combine that with an AI-powered decision tool to provide the expertise of a broker, all to give businesses exactly what they need when they need it. We start with their most basic needs first. And to do that, we didn't just create another new online form. We created a whole new policy. Our office policy allows businesses to purchase property and general liability coverages instantly by answering just 5 simple questions. Now, different businesses need all different kinds of insurance, like professional liability, workers' compensation, or cyber liability. So after purchasing our office policy, StartSure's AI-powered digital advisor then identifies additional exposures unique to their business and provides coverages tailored to protect them with unprecedented efficiency. This process also allows StartSure to increase lifetime value and turn that $300 a year office policy into a $2,500 a year loyal client. And that's just year one. Even better, we don't need customers to come find StartSure. We're there for them when they need us. Now, what do I mean by this? You see, most small businesses don't buy insurance until they're required to, such as when signing a lease. Because of our streamlined underwriting, we can integrate right into that lease, or any contract for that matter, and pull the relevant information from that document to let that business owner satisfy their insurance requirements with just one click. With StartSure, business owners don't have to spend weeks trying to figure out confusing applications and quotes. They don't have to worry about insurance. Actually, they don't even have to think about it. And as they continue to grow, they know that StartSure will be there for them to suggest additional coverages as their needs evolve. We've already run pilot partnerships with some of the top co-working spaces in the US, such as The Yard, Impact Hub, and Neuhaus. And are also working on partnerships with other SMB-focused platforms, such as PEOs, banks, and other small business services like Stripe. Through these partnerships, we are also able to achieve an enviable customer acquisition cost to lifetime value of 6-to-1, which is more than double the industry average. And our clients, they can rest assured that our policies are backed by the financial strength of Arch Insurance. This also makes StartSure instantly available in all 50 states. The time is right for innovation in this space. Small business insurance is a $70 billion industry, and it's the fastest growing type of insurance. But the biggest player has just 6% of the market because everyone is selling the same stale solution. Our beta brought in over $30,000 in premium from clients ranging from interior decorators to battery manufacturers, which proves that we're now able to insure 100% of the business types that come across our platform. And with that, I'm proud to announce that StartSure is launching to the public today. I invite you to join me in bringing small business insurance into the digital age and making insurance something that businesses actually enjoy dealing with. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Beth Temple, venture partner, lead mentor, and a perfect customer for care. All of us want to grow old, but we don't want to look like it. For that, get care. Now, a big welcome to co-founder Lori King.
Care is the first skincare brand specifically created for women over 40 who are going through hormone change. And we're proud to announce that our first two products, our mask and serum, are available today. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Jen. She's 45, she runs a super successful startup, she's divorced, and by the way, she's starting to go through menopause. Now here's Jen at a board meeting. And instead of thinking of what's going on at that board meeting, she's staring into the camera and she's saying, what on earth is going on with my face? What are these sags and bags? Is this how I look on Zoom? Well, those 42 million women between the ages of 40 and 60, they're thinking the same thing. And they spend $15 billion every year on skincare. And yet, like Jen, nothing seems to help. The beauty industry has failed her. And this is why we created Care. We're disrupting anti-aging with new science that treats the underlying cause of skin aging, hormone decline. My co-founder and I have over 40 years of experience in beauty and CPG. I launched a successful multi-million-dollar skincare DTC startup, and my co-founder Celeste has worked with multiple breakthrough beauty brands. We're this customer. We're Jen's too. And our lab is led by a former head of innovation from J&J. So we can own the secrets behind our formulas. And by having our own lab, we can innovate and get products to market faster. We already have 2 other unique technologies in our pipeline that tackle hormone-related aging. Now here's why our science is so different. 99% of anti-aging products really only focus on one thing, surface hydration. And that's whether they're drugstore brands or those $400 doctor brands. They don't address under the skin, and they do nothing for skin aging due to hormones. And that's what matters. We're reinventing what skincare can and should do for women. Our delivery mechanism penetrates below the skin surface to stimulate the layer where skin cells are born. And we call this hormone-defying science. And we're the only company with this science. Women over 40 are demanding a solution. The U.S. skincare market is $38 billion, and that's only growing to $50 billion in 5 years. And she's at the peak of her earning years. Plus, she's searching for clinical solutions online, and she's willing to spend money to look and feel younger. In fact, skincare searches on Google are up 300%, and COVID has only further accelerated that shift to online. And great news, we already have 3,500 women on our wait list, and we've only been doing this for the past month. And we're not just going to reach her through paid advertising. We're going to organically connect with her wherever she is online. We know she's passionate about beauty, and we're deeply connected with her wherever she might be. We're going to reach her through women's groups and influencers. And of course, high-profile endorsements never hurt. We're partnering with Emmy Award-winning chef Carla Ha. And because there are 42 million women who are so underserved, we're occupying a big gap in the marketplace. And our early results indicate that we can achieve an LTV of $400. That's an 8x return on a $45 CAC. And as beauty veterans, we know that it takes 2 things to succeed in a competitive DTC world: product innovation like our proprietary science, and an empowering brand voice that reaches into the hearts of these 42 million women. That's our winning formula. We invite you to connect as we have so much more to share about care. Thank you.
I'm Phil Natchez, ERA Venture Partner and Lead Mentor for Aries Medical. Respiratory disease is one of the leading causes of death and misery in the United States. Part of what makes it so bad is that patients endure loss of lifestyle and loss of mobility due to the heavy oxygen tanks and breathing assist devices that they have to use to treat their condition. Aries Medical has combined these into a 7-pound shirt pocket size system that will revolutionize life for these patients. Here to tell you about it is Nick Odo.
Hi, I'm Nicholas from Aries Medical. I have watched my Uncle Brian struggle with breathing my entire life. He suffers from a lung disease known as COPD and needs an oxygen tank. But he never uses his oxygen tank when he goes out because it's big and bulky and uncomfortable, and he's not alone. 3 million people in the United States use supplemental oxygen to treat their lung disease, and it is the single largest Medicare expenditure at $3 billion per year. Today's oxygen devices make people feel immobile and trapped. And according to the NIH, 97% of oxygen users feel moderate to high levels of loneliness. And less than 30% of those who are prescribed oxygen actually use it. And oxygen is only part of the problem. 40% of oxygen users still have difficulty breathing due to low lung strength. These people need assisted breathing, and they're not getting it. And it doesn't have to be this way. This is why I've spent the past 5 years working to solve this problem, and has led to me receiving my first issued US patent when I was 15 years old. Our technology allows for air separation, targeted oxygen delivery, and mechanical ventilation all in one portable device. No oxygen tank is required, and it works. Think of this as electronic fuel injection for delivering oxygen and air to a person's lungs. Here's what makes this possible. Our predictive breathing software combined with our hardware. It allows for natural, healthy breathing and oxygenation that keeps people healthy, happy, and out of the hospital. We are changing the way people live and breathe. We have built the first sub 5-pound battery powered device that makes its own oxygen and provides assisted breathing. As the saying goes, people who really care about software make their own hardware. That's what we have done. We are thrilled to announce that Thomas Meyerhofer has joined our team as Chief Design Officer. He is one of the world's best industrial designers and has designed groundbreaking products, including the iMac, the latch lock system, and the Invuity Photo Blade surgical tool that was acquired by Stryker. Thomas is bringing a design and user experience that matches the best consumer-facing electronic devices we use daily, but which simply does not exist in the medical device sector. We have 2 issued and 8 pending US patents related to these technologies and have already been approached by several large strategics as a result. Our devices can be manufactured for $1,000 each, and we plan to sell them for $8,000 to the largest respiratory DMEs in the country. They are interested in our product because they can make $1,300 per month per device through insurance reimbursement. We plan to also capture $200 per month per device in recurring revenue through remote patient monitoring CPT codes, eliminating the need for in-person event checks. So, if you'd like to join us in changing the way people live and breathe, please be in touch. We'd love to tell you more.
When you think about people living the American dream, what do you think of? A child of immigrants running for president, a working class single mom running a huge corporation? These are great stories, but after meeting our next founder, Vlad, I can only think of one thing: trucks. That's right. Vlad came to this country and figured out an ingenious solution to a weak link in the supply chain, something nobody else was thinking about. But there's no way I can do his story justice, so it's my pleasure to introduce you to Vlad, founder of Olymp.
Hey, I am Vlad, the founder of Olymp. In 2011, when I was living in Moscow, I took a big risk. I made an investment and bought a single semi-truck here in the United States. Then I started buying more trucks. 2 years later, I moved to America. By 2016, I owned 57 trucks, 90 trailers, and 2 warehouses. We were hauling freight across 48 states. I quickly became an expert in the trucking industry. There are lots of problems in the freight transportation. Trucks that sit empty while they wait for a load, or driving empty miles with no cargo. But I also discovered a problem that almost nobody was thinking about. What happens when a truck arrives at a distribution center and is rejected by the receiver? Rejections happen for many reasons. If a driver is late by just 5 minutes to a distribution center, the freight gets rejected. This can be because of traffic, or weather, or maybe the paperwork is incorrect, or the freight is damaged. This is not a small problem. It is huge. Freight is rejected 50 million times a year in the United States, costing the industry $45 billion annually. So, what happens when freight is rejected? I cannot have my truck driver waiting in the parking lot for a week. That's why there are short-term warehousing services. They will store the cargo for you, and then they deliver it for the next available appointment. That means the driver is free to immediately pick up their next load. But do you know how to find an immediate short-term warehousing service today? Google search. It's only way. My dispatcher spends the day on phone to find, book, and pay that warehouse. It takes tons of paperwork, emails, calls to place and complete an order. And these warehouses don't even accept credit cards. They need to be paid in cash or money order before accepting the load. Olymp is a solution for this problem. We are a platform that helps truck drivers find, book, and pay for short-term warehousing in just a few clicks whenever a truck is rejected at delivery. Truckers can search by zip code, book available warehousing in real time, and pay online. That's why we have customers like Eco Global Logistics, Royal Transportation, and CTS Global Solutions. We work with more than 1,000 warehouses across the United States and have already generated $550,000 in gross revenue. Our business model is straightforward. Our algorithms generate dynamic pricing, and we take a 35% fee from each transaction. And today, I am proud to announce we just signed a partnership with a major freight broker, giving us access to their network of 75,000 freight companies representing over 1 million trucks. We are the best team to take on this $45 billion problem because we have experienced the pain. Before I founded my freight transportation company, I worked in production and supply chain for 14 years. Peter is a supply chain expert who has been in the business for 28 years. Igor is our CTO. He has 27 years of technology experience, and he's backed by our team of 4 developers. Thank you for listening. Please be in touch. We would love to tell you more about Olymp.
Hi, I'm David Levy from the startup group at Amazon. Mosaic was founded by John Meyer, who previously built a successful professional services company that grew quickly and profitably because he built a platform to radically optimize his billable employees' time and projects. So from that, he created Mosaic. And from this idea, he now has over 40 customers and over $60,000 in ARR. Please meet John Meyer from Mosaic.
I'm John Meyer, founder of Mosaic. When I was 25, I started my own architecture and engineering firm that I grew to more than 30 employees. I wanted to design buildings since I was a kid. Did I spend my time designing buildings? No. I spent most of my time managing what other people were working on. I did this because I recognized that efficiently scheduling people on projects, resource planning, was the key to our profitability and overall success. It drove everything about our company, from the talent we were able to hire to the equipment we could afford to buy. How did I manage this essential business function? Spreadsheets. And we had hundreds of projects every year. Every project start was delayed. Every project took longer than expected. I was constantly updating schedules. I looked everywhere for a resource allocation tool, but all I found were really hard to use ERPs and more spreadsheets. And I realized no matter how hard I tried, I had no idea how much work we had or what was happening in my own company. That's why I founded Mosaic. Our SaaS platform maximizes profit by automating the management of people's project schedules. We sit on top of project management and financial software, including ERPs, pulling in data to automatically create people's work plans. Today, we have over 60 companies paying to use the platform. And this is a huge design and technology challenge, and we've solved it and patented it. The real magic is that Mosaic uses AI to continuously analyze and readjust schedules as work plans change. It's even flagging workload and scheduling issues before they arise. And in a beautiful visual way, we show companies, every person and every project, their Mosaic. And it's not just making life easier. Creating a 5% increase in total billable time increases the company's profit by up to 50%. And we charge up to $480 per user per year, and Mosaic is providing an ROI of over 10x. This is a huge driver of profit. And it's a metric that our clients can track on their Mosaic dashboard, so the impact on the bottom line speaks for itself. Since our soft launch 4 months ago, with those 60 paying companies, we're over $100,000 in ARR, 7x growth in the last 4 months. And with our current active pilots, we're on track to grow to over $500,000 in ARR by the start of next year. We're starting with companies that bill time, professional services and consultants. That's a $9 billion market with 20 million users. But this pain is being felt by everyone in every industry that needs to assess what employees can accomplish in the next quarter. Even startups deciding who to hire and when. I have deep domain expertise in this field, and I've put together a great team to launch Mosaic. Our CTO, Nima, was with Microsoft before being founding engineer at multiple startups. Nick, our COO, was previously the COO of another ERA company, and we're backed by a world-class team of engineers and sales professionals. With more teams being remote, the need for companies to see what's happening has never been greater. And in this new world, Mosaic has become a necessity. If you'd like to join us in reinventing how companies manage their employees' time, please email us. We'd love to tell you more. Thank you.
When I met this next team, I loved their deep real estate sector experience and was impressed with their unique entry points into this large market. Here's Frank from Masonry.
Hey everyone, I'm Frank Barletta, co-founder of Masonry. Masonry automates property management operations. This is my second PropTech venture, and I'm part of a team that has spent a combined 20 years in property management and PropTech. We have 4 large multifamily operators with over 100,000 apartments who are committed to launching with Masonry. Property management spends over $100 billion annually in operations. Almost half of that is spent on one single line item: maintenance. That's right, maintenance. Everything from a broken microwave to cat litter, clogging toilets on multiple floors of a building. One of our launch partners manages 5,000 apartments. That's 2,500 maintenance tickets a month. To manage that, they need over 100 people because every single work order requires review, communication, prioritization, scheduling, compliance, and many more manual steps. This is incredibly expensive and inefficient. But Masonry solves this. Masonry is software that provides property management with automation and data analytics to reduce maintenance headcount by half. That means our 5,000 apartment launch partner will save $2 million annually. Masonry also helps our customers to easily scale their operations as they grow their portfolios. How do we do this? Let me show you how. When a resident needs their microwave fixed, normally they call, text, or use an app to submit a request. But that's where today's technology ends. Masonry is a full end-to-end solution. So yes, we ingest those tickets, but we also manage the entire process through to completion and compliance. We do everything except pick up the wrench and fix the toilet. Masonry automatically reviews, prioritizes, schedules, and assigns the right person based on availability, expertise, and proximity. On the scene, Masonry captures time, expenses, parts, and tenant satisfaction through text and voice transcription, all of which refines our automation and delivers performance insights to management. Masonry is powered by all this data that's collected. When 2 toilets are clogged, Masonry identifies this is a repeat and connected issue. It's probably cat litter again. Masonry contacts all maintenance staff, vendors, and affected residents to coordinate an emergency fix. Now this happens immediately and contact-free, which saves tens of thousands in damages. And there are other benefits. A much better experience leads to less tenant turnover, which is important now more than ever. My co-founders, John, Travis, and I have worked together in the past, and we are the right team because I founded a PropTech venture and raised $5.5 million in venture capital. John has operated 60,000 multifamily units and has worked for best-in-class property management firms, most recently at Blackstone. And Travis has built and launched many tech products over the past 15 years, including SaaS, analytics, and most importantly, PropTech. Together, we have extensive experience in building and launching products, raising capital, and scaling a business to bring this vision to life. Our partners are also excited because they're going to save 20% of their overall operating expenses. And as we onboard our clients, our existing commitments will generate $200,000 of monthly recurring revenue, and we're just getting started. On behalf of the Masonry team, thank you very much for listening. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Hi, I'm Phil Natchez, ERA Venture Partner and Lead Mentor for Flourish. Do you hate delayed gratification? Most people do, and one of the hardest forms of delayed gratification is saving money. In fact, half of Americans have saved less than $400. Can anything be done to improve this? Pedro and his colleagues at Flourish think they have the solution. Let's listen.
Flourish is a rewards and engagement platform for financial institutions. Our behavioral-based personal finance tools drive customer acquisition and retention for populations that banks have historically had a hard time reaching and engaging with. When I was 15, my family immigrated from Brazil to pursue the American dream. With my mother, cleaning houses, making ends meet was tough. Saving money was the aspirational goals that neither of us knew how to achieve. I experienced firsthand that financial service systems were not designed for people like us. Starting my career in banking only reinforced that reality. And since then, I have been on a mission to empower all people to achieve their financial goals. We created Flourish to build inclusive banking products, and we are already doing so for banks in Brazil, Bolivia, and the United States. At Flourish, we shift people's perspective with money. We impact two key metrics. We more than double customer retention, and we activate non-savers to save on average $600 within months. Remember, half of Americans do not have $400 saved. In collaboration with top behavioral scientists, we are creating the next generation of banking. We combine well-proven game mechanics and a nudge system to encourage people to transact, build the habit of saving money, and spend smartly. The Flourish proprietary technology uniquely combines 3 modules to give the bank a more holistic view into their customers. First, our rewards engine drives healthy financial habits while giving the bank more opportunities for engagement. Second, our automated micro savings taps into personal motivation to make saving money just as enjoyable as spending it. Here's an example. Every time your NFL team scores a touchdown, it automatically transfers $7 into your rainy day fund. Really, investing can be that simple. Lastly, our personalized financial knowledge shine a light into individuals' spending pattern and turns into a game that it can be mastered. And the beauty of this, it all seamlessly integrates with the bank's own app and core legacy system. We make a hard task really simple. Our business model is straightforward, and we license our technology for a fee based on active users. We forecast to reach 1.6 million in ARR by the end of 2021. Our approach is resonating with banks, and we are growing. We partner with Brazil's largest credit union and are currently onboarding Banco Sol, a renowned bank in Latin America. Those 2 institutions alone, when fully implemented, will give us access to over 5 million end users. With paying customers, growing pipeline, we see fast sales cycles in Latin America. And we are not stopping there. We are currently piloting our solutions with regional credit unions in the United States. Flourish has the right team to redesign the way people interact with their money. Jessica and I met during business school at UC Berkeley. I personally have over 10 years of personal finance experience, including Chase, Morgan Stanley, and being part of the early team that built Opportune, a responsible lender now listed in the NASDAQ. Jessica is an operations rock star and a former investor in technology for underserved Americans. Combined, we build a team with depth in financial technology, gaming, and highly regulated markets. We have also surrounded ourselves with incredible early investors, including Rodrigo Xavier, the former CEO of Bank of America in Brazil. We are looking for the right partner to scale our mission and flourish together. My name is Pedro. I am the co-founder of Flourish, and I believe that access to savings and responsible financial products is more than statistics. It is about enabling people to truly achieve their dreams.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure you can now understand why we're so excited about those companies.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Didn't they do a great job? We're just so proud of our founders. Now, before you leave us, please make sure to sign up for investor visits using the link below. Just click on the link and you'll be able to directly book on our company's calendars.
We hope you enjoyed the show today. For editorial media, if you need to get in touch, we can be reached at PR@era.com. nyc.com.
Before you go, one more thing. We're looking to meet exceptional founders for our winter cohort, which is just around the corner. If you know of any founders who we should be talking to, please let them know about ERA and send them our way.
Again, thank you all for being here today. We will be reaching out soon to schedule your mentor visit for the next class.